Harley, it's the holiday season. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited for Congress to be done for the year. And so that the festivities can begin.
Yeah.
It's officially circle back after the holiday season,
Totally.
which I love. But I have to say, I'm not feeling super crimey right now. I feel like it's not the season for like guts and gore.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're in luck because today I actually have kind of a fun palate cleanser, no gore episode for you.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think we definitely need that. And also for people who are just tuning in, Crime in Congress does not just cover crime, and it does not just cover Congress. Anything to do with politics and scandals is on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to be talking about the time, or maybe the time, that President Theodore Roosevelt banned Christmas trees in the White House.
What?
Yeah.
What a cringe.
So it turns out that he probably didn't, but that is kind of like the legend that has been perpetuated to this day. It's actually the basis for like a fun children's book and everything, but we're actually going to talk about the facts of it and why this legend, has become something that people just assume is, fact.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear about this.
Yeah, so let's bring us back to December of 1901.
It's a few short years ago.
Yeah, just a few short years ago.
She's Sarah.
She's Harley, and we're gaveling in another session of Crime in Congress.
So, Teddy Roosevelt was only 4 months into his tenure as President of the United States. And if you forgot, or if you just didn't know, Teddy assumed office when President William McKinley died after being shot, which is definitely going to be another future episode of Crime in Congress. However, this is not the reason that the Roosevelts did not have a Christmas tree in the White House. According to the Baltimore Sun, not having trees in the White House was simply for a lack of space. Not only did the Roosevelts have 6 children, they were also hosting multiple guests for Christmas and just didn't have the space for a Christmas tree.
Okay, I'm calling BS on that because I live in like 800 square feet with 2 other adults and 3 pets, and we have a 6.5-foot Christmas tree.
Right, and so I agree with that too. I'm like, what you mean? But also it seems like, as we'll get into a little bit later, it's just like they just didn't have them really as much, and like the Roosevelts just didn't this wasn't really their thing, but we'll get into it.
I'm sorry, joy wasn't their thing.
Exactly. But don't worry, the Roosevelt children weren't completely, hung out to dry because they didn't have a Christmas tree in the White House. They actually were able to enjoy a tree put up at their aunt and uncle's house, which was fitted with electric lights.
Whoa.
And this is 1901, so it kind of made the news. Real quote, though. There never was such a Christmas tree seen in Washington as this, and probably there will not be one like it again for years.
Sounds like an epic tree, but they need to go to Rockefeller Center. That would put them into a coma.
Probably. My other favorite part about this, and I didn't get the quote, but in the news article, they're like, the electric lights are so cool because they don't cause the same fire hazard that sticking a candle on a Christmas tree would.
Insane that's how they used to light up Christmas trees.
Totally. Because, and especially after you cut down that tree, it doesn't matter how much water you put into it. I mean, those things start drying up like crazy.
And if you have, if you so much as bump into the tree, that candle's going down.
Yeah, exactly. Which, again, I'm like, maybe they just... We'll get into it.
Okay.
But just a cute little aside, Teddy Roosevelt during this Christmas acted as Santa Claus, dressing up in his khaki Rough Riders outfit and perhaps a fake nose to try to disguise himself. So not your average Santa Claus outfit, but kind of cute nonetheless.
Wait, so was Santa not always dressed wearing red?
So I did go down a little bit of a rabbit hole about this, but the classic red Santa suit was first popularized in an 1881 cartoon, so about 20 years before this. But it really took off with Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns in the 1930s. So this is a kind of in-between time where, he was wearing a red Santa suit, but it wasn't, it wasn't a hard and fast rule, I don't think.
Khakis, though?
in his Rough Riders outfit. I'm like, oh, who could that be?
Yeah.
Wonder.
Oh my gosh, it's a shame he has that red nose on. Otherwise, we'd be able to tell that's President Roosevelt.
That's gotta be my dad. Yeah. But as I was kind of saying earlier, with them not having a Christmas trees weren't totally canonized at this time either. So according to the Forest History Society, 19th century American households typically did not put one up unless there were young children in the house. They placed the presents under or even on the tree for the little tykes. And in the years leading up to Teddy's inauguration in 1901, concern about deforestation and the environmental impact of cutting down trees was reaching an all-time high. According to the same blog from the Forest History Society, the Chicago Daily Tribune reported in 1899 that President McKinley had received numerous letters urging him to refrain from putting up a Christmas tree, citing concerns over the environmental harm caused by tree cutting. The petitioners argued that such practices contributed to, and I love this phrase, arboreal infanticide, and raised broader concerns about the depletion of forests and the wastefulness of the holiday tradition.
I'm surprised that this isn't a push today.
I know. Isn't this interesting? I kind of, cutting down trees, especially with, climate change and everything.
Yeah.
But no, and so I think one of the big issues too was that they were just cutting down forests, and it became more popular now where you have actual Christmas tree farms where those are like meant to be cut down and then like to grow again, and there are different kind of almost more environmentally friendly practices about it.
The Swifts saved the Christmas tree industry.
They did, yeah.
They invented the Christmas tree farm.
And for what it's worth, the practice of putting up Christmas trees wasn't really a thing until after the Civil War because it was previously viewed as a pagan symbol.
Yeah, but this is well after the Civil War at this point.
Yes, agreed.
And there are young kids in the house. So where's the point?
I'm just trying to explain why Teddy maybe didn't have a tree and not for like mean reasons, just as a we don't have one.
I'm boring.
However, just because Teddy Roosevelt didn't have a tree in the White House doesn't mean that U.S. presidents hadn't done it before. Although there seems to be some confusion about who did it first. Some say that James Buchanan decorated the first tree on the White House lawn, and others say it was Franklin Pierce all the way back in 1853. And the White House Historical Society says that no, it was actually President Benjamin Harrison in 1889, and that President Grover Cleveland was the first to put up electric lights on a Christmas tree in the White House in 1894.
So I know you're trying to make the case a little bit for Teddy here, our friend Teddy, but what I'm hearing is they had electric lights, so fire issues out the window. They had kids, so they were not too old for this. And there is precedent. So I guess he was either a Grinch or was really swayed by the tree lobby.
Interesting.
Maybe he just really needed to court.
Or they just didn't have space, Harley.
No. That's just not true. And also, they have an entire lawn. If they need to have an outdoor Christmas tree,
right.
It was done before. Maybe that's why there's conflicting information about who the first one was, because it's like the first one to bring it inside.
Maybe.
Versus just having it outside.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very anti-presidents who are anti-Christmas. Sorry.
All right, so let's flash forward to the next year, 1902. There was once again not an official Christmas tree. However, in a letter to a friend on December 26, 1902, President Teddy Roosevelt wrote that his 8-year-old son, Archie, had surprised him with a little birthday tree of his own, which he had rigged up in a big closet with the help of one of the carpenters, and that they all got a present from the tree. According to Robert Lincoln O'Brien, a former executive clerk at the White House, the little tree was almost 2 feet tall and had only cost 20 cents.
Okay, adorable. But sorry, Teddy. Obviously, these kids want a freaking tree. A birthday tree? They're sending him every signal in the book. They're like, Dad, give us a freaking Christmas tree.
This poor 8-year-old kid is just trying to spread some Christmas cheer to humbug Teddy Roosevelt. It's just cute how he does it though too. So for the unveiling, little Archie said, "Hey, just look in here for a moment. I want you to glance in this old closet of mine," before turning on the lights and opening the closet to display the tree.
That's adorable. So was this like a sneaky little thing, or did his father actually ban real Christmas trees in the White House?
So it definitely was a surprise to Teddy. But it seems like not because he had banned them. Again, from everything I found, it really just was this idea that they didn't have enough space in the White House, and that like Miss Roosevelt was maybe the Grinch and didn't want the tree. Yeah.
Tea.
Yeah. T.
So where did this idea that he banned Christmas trees come from?
Well, like I said kind of earlier, Christmas trees and other holiday greenery were a tense point of public discourse at this time.
Because of the Save the Trees movement?
Right, exactly. So in 1992,
Oh, God.
in 1902, the Hartford Courant apparently commented this, and again, I just love this quote: "The green has become a nuisance. There is so much of it. Everything from a church to a saloon has to be decorated. The result is that the woods are being stripped and an altogether endless sacrifice is going on, not in obedience to any real needs, but just to meet the calls of an absurd fad."
I don't want to be like, screw the trees, decorate for Christmas. I get it if there's like a real shortage and it's having an environmental impact. But this is just so depressing. It's
Yeah.
not a fad. It's not a phase, Dad. It is here to stay.
Yeah, I mean, how disappointed would this author be if he knew today how much greenery was going up?
Especially in the White House.
Yeah,
They have like, 6 Christmas trees right now?
right.
And one of them has a merry-go-round going around it, which is like super freaking cool, and I loved it. But they did not have Christmas joy. And this isn't even during the Great Depression, so no excuse.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're just some humbug, just some Scrooges in here. However, this whole entire thing of being anti-Christmas decorations does remind me a little bit of that amazing tape from First Lady Melania Trump talking about decorating the White House for Christmas. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay. I had to find the quote because it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. And she says on this tape, she obviously didn't know she was being recorded. She goes, "I'm working my ass off on the Christmas stuff," and wait, I have to say it again. "I'm working my ass off on the Christmas stuff. That who gives a fuck about the Christmas stuff and the decorations? But I need to do it right." Which I personally love because I'm planning my wedding right now. And this kind of reminds me of something that I would say as I'm getting on the phone to like my mom or someone, like, and now I gotta worry about what font I'm gonna use. Like, who cares about the font on the signage? And I don't know, I just think that was a great story, great quote.
Oh, fantastic. I'm pro Christmas. And so it makes me sad to know that the first ladies don't love decorating the White House for Christmas, but I also get it. Like, if anyone's ever put up a Christmas tree with their mom, they know things can get a little tense. And we're talking about one Christmas tree. So she got way too much hate for this, in my opinion. I think people were just mad because a first lady said fuck.
Yeah, which first ladies are definitely allowed to say fuck, okay? Yes. A. But B, I can also understand why, like, I don't know, your husband's running the free world, dealing with 1,000 different, alarming things, and then you still have to worry about what lights are going to go on the Christmas tree. Like, I can see how that could be annoying sometimes.
You know what other hot take I have about this?
Okay.
I liked the red Christmas trees.
Oh.
I thought they were cool.
I have to relook at them again. Wait, let me look at it. Yeah, I don't hate them.
They're
they're funky. I don't hate them though.
I would be upset if it was every single year they had those, because it's definitely like a one and done type design, I think. Yeah. But I think it's cool. Like, but she tried.
But yeah, and even in these shots though too, it's like you have the real Christmas tree in the back, and then you just have kind of like I like it. I really, yeah. You know what? I'm there for it.
It's polarizing. It's very modern, but I mean, getting hate over the red Christmas trees, I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of cool. And she tried to take it in a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah. No, She was trying something new.
She was trying something new.
And also, for the record, I think that Melania Trump does like decorating for Christmas because she did come out with her own ornament line, okay?
I did not know that.
Yes. No, she came out with it this year.
Does it say I'm working my ass off on the ornaments?
That would be the best. No, so and I want to get your actual opinion on this, comms-wise, because so she came out with this line of, I think she was on Good Morning America like 3 weeks ago. To come out with it, to talk about her ornaments. And of course, not in the interview, but on like the news articles after this interview, they bring up the tape. And so I'm wondering so I understand why you would want to be like, no. She loves Christmas. Look, she came out with her own ornament line. But also, it's kind of funny too to be like, you knew that they were going to bring up this tape when like it has happened, in like 2017, 2018. Don't you think a lot of, I haven't forgotten about it, but like I think maybe normal people probably have. And so to like have to almost conjure it up again. I don't know. I'm wondering what the polling numbers are saying too. Like everyone was like, yeah, Melania Trump seems like really cool, except for that one Christmas thing. And they're like, we gotta come up with an ornament line.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's opinion about Melania changed because of that tape. People who hated her, it just gave them more fuel.
Yeah.
And the people who liked her just ignored it.
Yeah.
So like, everyone has had a bad moment caught on tape. Like, whatever.
Exactly. We all say things when we're mad, or annoyed.
So I'm assuming the ornament line rollout was after the election?
Yes.
So she is about to have 4 more years of Christmas decorations. And every year it's going to be brought up. So I kind of understand the desire of wanting to rebrand a little bit. Now, if Trump hadn't won, I would say, get out of Christmas altogether, Melania. It's not worth it. Come out with an Easter egg collection.
You're right.
Ooh, a Fabergé egg Easter egg collection would be a sleigh.
If the operatives are listening.
SLAY, not SLEIGH. But I think she has to go hard for her first year of Christmas. And she's already laying the groundwork for, oh my gosh, you guys think I don't like Christmas?
Well,
Christmas
guess what?
is about to throw up on this White House. And I think it's going to be the most over-decorated White House we have ever seen in our lives.
Just to come back for it.
She's going to chop down an entire forest.
The green, to quote the Hartford Current, the green is a nuisance.
Yes. She's going to go hard. And so I see it as like a little bit of an attempt to rebrand because she can't escape it for the next 4 years. Yeah. So might as well
someone's going to, every single Christmas when she has to unveil that, someone's going to bring up the tape. So might as well start going, stop, guys. She was stressed out.
Yeah. And also,
she had a bad moment. She loves Christmas. Did you see her ornament line, Merry Christmas, America? In all caps. Did you see that?
Okay, did you put stock in this ornament line or something?
Guys, seriously, my life savings is writing on this ornament line. Please go buy it. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But you also cannot convince me that Hillary and Michelle loved decorating for Christmas. They had bigger plans. They had more going on.
These are such intelligent, strong women that there's no way they were like, oh wow, yeah, while my husband is figuring out like what intelligence operations to run, that I'm so content with just picking out what ornament, I want.
You know what does make me a little sad is regardless of your political beliefs, Doug Emhoff would have crushed Christmas. He probably would have dressed up as Santa and been on the tours.
He would have been really good. Yeah.
I really want to know what a Doug Emhoff White House Christmas would have looked like.
So jolly. So jolly. Yeah,
I genuinely feel like he would have cleared his schedule and done the tours himself. He'd been like, clear it. I'm dressing up like Santa. And I'm going to tell everyone who flew in here from Minnesota about the White House.
Yeah. I believe that. What a jolly man.
Yeah, he is. That's the best way to describe him. He's just jolly.
He is the Christmas spirit.
He is.
But everyone, please go buy the Melania Trump ornaments.
I got you.
All right. Thank you for that fun aside. Let's go back to Teddy Roosevelt. And also, everyone, I'm really sorry about my voice. It is, as we said at the top of this episode, it is the holiday season, and everyone and their mother has events in DC almost every single night of the week. So I've been talking way too much.
Yeah, and I'm a little under the weather, so you're getting you're getting us in an interesting state today.
Yeah, but we love you guys so much that here we are journeying forward.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. All right. So back to Teddy Roosevelt, though.
Yeah.
So again, I think it was the combination of the enviro issues, like with real Christmas trees, and then Teddy Roosevelt's reputation as a conservationist that kind of warped this story into the legend it is today, that Teddy came down with this very strict Christmas tree ban and that his son violated it in the name of Christmas spirit.
But it was a birthday tree.
It was a Christmas tree.
But wasn't it for his birthday?
No, it was I don't know why Teddy Roosevelt called that, but it definitely was like...
Maybe it was like Jesus's birthday tree?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there was another letter later too where Teddy Roosevelt describes the same thing of like, oh, now it's become a tradition that like Archie puts up this little Christmas tree in the Roosevelt home.
Okay, and Teddy Roosevelt's birthday is the 27th. So yeah, it was not of October. So it's not a birthday tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was just that's a 1900s weird thing to say.
Oh, okay.
But from the letters, again, there was a Christmas tree that Archie put up in at least 1906 and 1907. So it seems like that this putting up a Christmas tree, in secret, became like almost a little tradition.
So he's the first, I guess I can't say man because he was a boy, but first male to decorate the White House for Christmas.
Yeah.
Archie.
He is jolly.
Yeah.
Archie is jolly.
Archie is Doug.
I will say, too, that there's another part about this legend in which Archie actually consulted the Forest Service chief, Gifford Pinchot, I believe that's how you say his name, before putting up the Christmas tree, but that's not possible because he was in a ship in the middle of the Pacific returning from Asia in the 1902 Christmas season. So that's just wrong.
That'll do it.
I'm just here to kill Christmas stories,
Yeah. I do love this idea that he was like, that Teddy Roosevelt was like Burgermeister Meisterburger. It was just like, no Christmas trees.
No Christmas trees.
And then his own son undermined him.
Yeah. Daddy. And so that's really the end of the story. It's kind of anticlimactic, but I wanted you guys to know the truth.
So Teddy Roosevelt, well, a question for you. Was it a scandal for him not to have a Christmas tree at the time?
No, it really wasn't. Again, like all the newspaper articles I read, they weren't like offended by it. Like it was just kind of a fact like, oh, there's not going to be a Christmas tree in the White House this year because of lack of space. Okay, full stop. And then it wasn't until like literally years and years and years later that you start seeing things like, oh, he like banned the Christmas trees and that's why they didn't have one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do think it sucks that he was anti-Christmas tree, but at least he was maybe... I'm surprised he didn't say that he was doing it for environmental reasons instead of blaming space. Maybe he just didn't want to piss off people who disagreed. I don't know.
Or maybe we're just reading too much. Carly, they didn't have space for a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
They have 6 kids plus guests. Although Archie did find room in his closet. So.
For a 2-foot Christmas tree. Birthday tree. Dumb. It's not a thing.
That's how Archie got away with it. He's like, it's a birthday tree.
So they have space for 2-foot birthday trees, but no space for Christmas trees in the White House.
It seems that way.
Bummer. Well, I don't know if they've renovated the White House in the past century, but there's room now.
Yeah, there's room now for lots of Christmas trees.
Lots of Christmas trees. And Teddy Roosevelt, outdoors exist. You could have put some ornaments on a tree on the lawn and called it good.
Yeah. We just disagree. We disagree with your decisions.
Yeah, don't cut down a tree. Just decorate one of the trees that's in your yard.
Right, it doesn't even have to be dead.
Yeah. I'm all for a live Christmas tree.
I love that idea.
Okay. If we could go back in time and change one thing in history.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Nothing else. No. But I wonder what the butterfly effect would be for doing that. You know what I mean? Like
I wonder if Teddy Roosevelt had a Christmas tree, if Melania Trump would have never had that tape recording.
Right? I wonder. Like, it's got to be something bizarre. And so, yeah.
Maybe we could have avoided the Great Depression.
And maybe I wouldn't have put so much money in all those Christmas trees.
Yeah, there you go. Teddy, you ruined Sarah's savings.
Yeah.
She can no longer afford a wedding. figure out a way to fix this.
Things are gonna pop off.
Ornaments are going to the moon.
Yeah, no critical mining or anything like that. I'm all in on the ornaments, okay?
All in.
That's what's gonna grow. It's like being babies. Just wait. In 50 years, those are gonna be really valuable.
Yeah. Okay, I know I wanna talk about our Spotify Wraps, but first, can we just do a quick little debrief on United Healthcare CEO
Yes.
killing?
Yes. And by the way, you guys, that's the end of that story. If you don't want to hear us just talk, then log off.
Yeah, this is a holiday episode, so we're having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, my take for this Luigi Mangione, whatever his name is that he just got really lucky in the first few days of being able to escape, and he's not actually that smart and that good at it. Because I know there's a lot of conspiracies, my husband included, who think it's been a source of contention that potentially Luigi's is like the fall guy because they're like, oh, he was able to get away, but then he would just go to a McDonald's and he would have the gun with him and he would have a manifesto on him. Yeah. And I totally buy that. I think he got really lucky that the stars aligned for him to escape for 3 days, 5 days, a week, whatever it was. And then he got foiled by his own stupidity. Or he just got cocky. Or he wanted to get caught. So he was like, I'm just going to sit in this McDonald's until the police get me.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I've just been enjoying the humor of it.
Yeah.
So much. Awful that someone died. Mm-hmm. We should never use violence to solve our issues. However, the X posts that have come out of this.
The content.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But no, what do I actually think? I don't know. I really could see it both ways, but I do tend to think that it's not this. I think here's my thing, I guess. I think if this was part of a bigger thing, we would have already seen another act of violence.
Yeah, they wouldn't have put this much distance between because it gives the CEOs time to secure up.
Yeah. Again, if we have more players involved and this is a more intelligent operation, I just think we would have seen more so far. I think it wouldn't have been this weird one-off. I think we would have seen the next steps happening. But maybe that's just me. I'm glad we're not, but
I will say when I learned what the bullet said, deny, defend, depose, that gave me the creepy chills a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So that had the intended effect.
I love the whole Monopoly money situation though.
Wait, what about the Monopoly money?
So there was some Monopoly money in his backpack that they
No
found in the
way.
park. Yeah, and then he was apprehended in Alatoona, which there's apparently an Alatoona train station thing in Monopoly, and so people are saying, oh, this is part of a whole, he's just playing Monopoly. Again, it feeds into this bigger, wider, this isn't just one person going a little nuts, this is part of a whole bigger orchestrated scheme.
I feel like we always see that when there's a little bit of distance between the crime and the person being caught. There's all this time to speculate. If he had been caught day one, no one would be like, oh, this is a bigger conspiracy.
Totally.
It's just the fact that he was able to get away. And maybe I'm naive, but I feel like it's not that crazy to me that he was able to get away. Yes, New York's busy. It's a big city. People saw this, but it's also a big city where people can easily get in and out of.
And also, no one really notices you in New York. You know what I mean? People aren't... This isn't a small town. I think it's more... Yeah, it's definitely more likely that you would get lost in a big city than it would be in a small town, right?
Yeah.
Where people actually, notice, hey, I've never seen that car, here before. Or, yeah, that guy was, a weird out-of-towner. That's when people get caught. And, yeah, when you're in a big city, especially New York, it's, kind of daylight, but it's still pretty early in the morning. Yeah.
So I think he had a plan. I think he knew where the security cameras were. He covered up his face, fired off the shots, got on that city bike, and just got out of the city before police were able to catch. I don't think it's anything deeper than that. And then I think he always assumed he would get caught, which is why he kept everything on him, because he's like, if I get caught, I want, the world to know why. He wants credit for this, even though he's denying it, or kind of.
Yeah, but it seems like, he definitely wants people to know who did it and why.
Because if he was really hell-bent on getting away, he would have gotten rid of the gun.
Which would have gotten rid of the gun, wouldn't have carried a manifesto on him. But also, like, wouldn't
have flirted with that girl.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I guess my whole thing is, like, why... Definitely in the McDonald's situation, it seems like he was just ready and waiting to go, like, to be caught. And, like, he was missing. He was on the run for a long time. He could have gotten a Greyhound bus all the way to, Montana.
Yeah.
North Dakota.
He could have gotten on a flight before people were able to figure out his name.
Yeah, exactly.
And just left.
Exactly. Go to something with no extradition policy. Yeah. So it does, it seems like if he really wanted to get away with that, there were other ways to do it, but he doesn't see. I agree with that.
So we denounce violence. This was not the way to go about it, et cetera, et cetera. We have said all that to say all that.
Yeah.
We talk about his eyebrows now.
For the record. Wow.
I need to know who his eyebrow girl is. They are pristine.
Yeah. They're really nice.
They're so
really
snatched.
Nice. Yeah. He's a very pretty man.
He should have thought about that. Like, if you're gonna try to cover up your face, don't have very identifiable eyebrows.
Yeah.
He should have let them grow a little bushy. So that it'd be like just like any other person.
Make them really bushy and then like shave them and then no one would know. You know what I
mean?
They'd
be but
what?
Having those like having
beautiful, gorgeous, lush.
I first of all hope he rots in jail. Second of all, now that I know that his eyebrow lady has an opening, how do I go about getting in?
Who is she and where's she at?
Because she's at least one client down right now, so I can step in.
Help me out. Help a sister out, please.
For real. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that develops. And once we get a conviction, we definitely need to have a rep from New York on to talk about it.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Or someone who's like in the healthcare space to talk about it.
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah, and man, crazy times we're living in.
The fact that that's just like a blip in the news, like, yes, people are focused on it, but it's not even the craziest thing that's happened this month or this year. Like, it's just a thing.
I do like, though, how everyone's like, man, I haven't seen the working class come together since that submarine imploded.
Yeah. Rich people coming to an unfortunate demise unites people.
It does.
And it's a little sick.
Which I see, wasn't that what he was trying to do, though? Right? Like, yeah.
I think it's one of those situations where kind of like, so we just recorded a case with Rep Lawler where we talked about the Brinks robbery. It'll be coming out in the new year, so a little teaser. But this was one of those examples of sometimes you can be doing the fighting for a cause that's good, but do it in a really, really bad way. And I think that's kind of what happened here. Like, yes, there's a lot of should be criminal stuff done by these insurance companies, but this CEO is just going to be replaced and it's going to continue. It's not his fault. He's part of a larger system. And so this idea that like all Luigi did was destroy a family. And he's making no change. Like, the investor meeting he was headed to started on time.
Right.
They do not care about this man whatsoever. Yeah. And so it's not actually going to have any sort of impact on patients.
Right.
It's just destroying a family.
Yeah. And getting people riled up, but not, yeah. I agree.
And, like, the healthcare issues were started before this CEO. They will continue after this CEO. Like, talk about a fall guy.
Yeah,
Luigi just made him the fall guy.
Yeah. The CEO, he was not the puppeteer, for everything, right? It's just...
Yeah. So, misguided. I feel for the desire to want change in the healthcare system, but this is not how you do it.
Not how you do it. Nope, not at all. And now for the really fun stuff.
What you've all been waiting for. First of all, we have to talk about Crime in Congress's Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
It's definitely Wrapped for creators. It's not quite as fun as the normal Wrapped.
Yeah.
But Wait for it to load. Okay, so our most popular episode was Session 1, Chandra Levy.
Crazy. Guys, stop listening to that one.
Yeah.
No.
Like, everyone always starts with episode 1, and, like, I get it, but we got better, guys.
Yeah, guys, please. That is a very important story to tell, and I'm glad that we told it. However, we are only getting better. Stop starting at episode 1.
Yeah. Figure out how good we are now, and then work backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
But that episode was streamed 359% more than the average episode. So it's a favorite. We might have to do a deeper dive on it one day.
Yeah.
Because people like the Chandra Levy case. We are listened to by mostly people 25 to 29 and 30 to 34.
Okay, yeah, that adds
So
up. Yeah.
we're struggling a little bit with the Gen Z, but we got the millennials down pat.
We got the millennials.
Yeah, we got them. Let's see. We were streamed in 4 different countries on Spotify. Exciting.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So this is the fun one.
Okay.
We were a top 10 show for 81 people.
Wow.
So if you are one of those 81 people, please reach out. We want to, like, send you Crime in Congress
Like a
merch or
sticker
something.
or something,
Like,
yeah.
something, please. We've only one person has reached out to tell me that Crime in Congress is on their Spotify Wrapped. So if it was on yours, we will put it on socials. We will send you merch.
Yeah.
Please, please. We are so excited. And then for 58 fans, we were a top 5 show,
Let's go.
which is exciting. And we were a number 1 show for 17 fans. If you are a number...
My mother, my fiance, yeah, no.
I will cut this out if Sarah disagrees.
Okay.
If you are a number 1 fan and you send us your Spotify Wrapped and you're not our mother or our significant other, we will send you a gavel.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah,
Reach out with that to us. Show it to us. We will send you a gavel
we will.
because we love you guys. And that's awesome.
And you're amazing. Yeah. But again, this only applies if you're not related to me.
Yeah, we will pick and choose. Because, Mom, I love you, but you have to listen.
Yeah. Legally obligated to listen.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'll let you start with your Spotify Wrapped for the year.
I do want to preface that this was Harley's idea. My Spotify Wrapped is like concerning for a lot of reasons, mostly because it's like full of sad music, and it makes me appear a lot more depressed than I think I am. But well, I guess we'll start with my top artist.
Okay.
Is that how we want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
My number 1 artist was Ethel Cain.
I'm trying to get into Ethel Cain for you. I can't do it. But isn't she your top artist 2 years in a row?
I think so. Yeah.
Actually, just run through your top 5.
Okay. Ethel Cain. Number 2, Taylor Swift. Number 3, Nicholas Brittle.
Who is that? Is it Broadway?
No. He's a composer. He does a Succession soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
And I listen to the Succession soundtrack so much during the day
That's
that he
hilarious.
is my one of my top 5
Oh
artists.
my gosh.
4, Phoebe Bridgers.
Nice.
And then 5, we lighten it up with little Charlie XCX.
So, you have an interesting collection.
Yeah. I have a question. Why can't you get into Ethel Cain?
I just don't, like, I've listened to I've put American Teenager on a few different playlists.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
It just does nothing for me. Like, I don't know what it is. It just, I don't like the echo that's in the music. I don't know. Is there another song I should be trying out after American Teenager?
Well, they're all so sad. That's like the only one that's like, maybe Crush.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
listen to
I
Crush.
like sad songs that are upbeat, which is why I'm a Taylor girl.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
Down Bad is like my perfect sad song. I don't like sad songs that are also low energy. And that is a little bit Ethel. And also Phoebe.
And Phoebe, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. my top people.
So I've just never been down for that. I also don't really like when I have a hard time hearing the lyrics. And that's my issue with Phoebe Bridgers.
Interesting.
I'm a lyric person more than I am a music person. So if I can't hear the lyrics,
I feel like I can hear her lyrics though.
you have to know what they are, in my opinion,
Interesting.
in order to understand them. She just whispers in her songs. I'm like, girl, I'm old. Speak
I
up.
can't hear. I listen. So because Ethel Cain, and I sent this to my best friend in the world, who also turned me on to Ethel Cain. So this is her fault. But I sent her my thing that was like my top artist, Ethel Cain. I listened to 4,875 minutes of her.
Nice.
And my best friend Kim, she goes, all she sent back to me was, "Are you okay? How are you listening to this much Ethel Cain?"
Okay, that's fair.
So, but those are my top artists.
My Spotify Wrapped this year, I know it's accurate, but it made me feel like a bit of an NPC.
Okay.
So my top artist who
NPC.
Yeah, like I'm computer generated and not a real person. I don't know what NPC actually stands for.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that before.
But
I tried to be cool, and then I just was like, actually, I don't know what this is.
Actually, what does NPC stand for? A non-player character. Oh, so it's like in a video game, the people who just are like in the background to be there.
Look at us, we're gamer girls. We're gamer girls.
Okay, so as the NPC that I am when it comes to music, my top artist was Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I listened to her for 11,837 minutes.
Wow.
And I'm a top 0.5% fan.
Incredible.
I have been higher before. I've been a top 0.1% fan before, so I fell off a little bit this year.
Yeah, you've fallen off. Mm.
But I feel like for an artist as big as Taylor, being top 0.5.
That's still, yeah.
Second was Sabrina Carpenter.
Wow.
Third was Chapel Roan, who I listened to before she got popular, but I won't get on that soapbox right now. Yep. 4 is Charlie XCX, and 5, I was bummed by this one because I skip a lot of her songs. They just always come up, so it's like, she is my top 5 artist, but I don't feel like she counts.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
Because of all of the other artists I listen to, Spotify always puts her in, like, the playlists for me.
But yeah.
But she's not, like, I was hoping it would be, like, Suki Waterhouse or someone as number 5, but Olivia made the cut, which her music's good. It's just, she didn't come out with anything new this year.
Yeah.
So I skipped a lot of stuff.
Waterhouse, yeah. Who, by the way, we saw in concert last week, so
amazing.
Pretty awesome.
Amazing. All right, top songs. And again, my top songs make me sound like an NPC.
Okay.
So you go first.
I think mine make me sound a lot more, okay, so my first top song is The Gold with Phoebe Bridgers.
Okay, I don't know that song.
It's really sad. My second song was Strangers by Ethel Cain.
Don't know it.
Pretty depressing. Number 3, I'm actually really proud of this one, though. Number 3 is Nothing Matters.
Oh, okay. That's a very, very good one.
Yeah. I think that album is so well done. It's kind of like Ethel Cain's Preacher's Daughter, where it almost tells a story to me. And as someone who loves Broadway, I think I just love albums that, like, tell stories. So I think the Last Dinner Party does a really good job with that one. Even if it's not, like, very... Even if you have to kind of stretch it a little bit, I still I like how dynamic it is.
Yeah, that album's fantastic.
Yeah. Number 4, Good Luck Babe.
Nice.
Great song. And then number 5, Not Strong Enough, Boy Genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you definitely have a brand.
I have a brand.
Yeah. You like sad lesbian music.
I love sad lesbian music.
With a little bit of the pop flair from Chapel.
And I'm like horrifically straight, but like I love sad lesbian music so much.
It's elite.
Yeah.
It's elite.
Yeah. Sad lesbian or sad bi woman music is just it's where it's
different.
It's the corner of I am the market for it.
Somehow, some way. My top songs were basically the top songs of the year. So my first 3. Number 1 was Espresso.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 2 was Please, Please, Please. Number 3 was Good Luck Babe. And then this is where I start to show an ounce of personality. Number 4 was Down Bad.
Okay.
And number 5 is Guilty as Sin.
Yeah, Harley, you're kind of basic.
I know. I'm so basic. But this was a banger year for pop music.
It was.
And
absolutely.
I love pop music.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of knew I was going to have a pretty basic roundup because all of my artists that I love came out with new music. So this was a year where I didn't listen to a lot of old music. I listened to mostly new music. So I was the target audience for everything that came out in 2024.
Yeah, you were. Like, this is meant for me.
Yeah.
All of it.
How many minutes total did you listen?
Okay, let me look. Over 41,000.
Okay. Mine's always lower than I expect, especially when you consider I listened to over 11,000 minutes of just Taylor Swift.
I was about to say, I was like, yeah, because that made me think, when you said that, I thought you were going to be like really high up there.
No, 32,491.
Dang.
So I spend a third of my time listening to Taylor Swift.
That's a true Swiftie right there, guys.
Yeah. True Swiftie. If you want to see my song rankings, I have them all ranked on a spreadsheet.
She does. It's actually the most intense thing I've ever seen in my entire life. This is what she elects to do in her free time.
I do.
Besides the podcast, of course.
Crime and Taylor.
That's it.
Maybe that's our next podcast.
Yeah.
Swiftie scandals.
Our next palate cleanser episode can be Swiftie scandals.
There we go.
Because we sometimes we need one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, I'm proud of us. We successfully did an episode that had nothing to do with crime or Congress.
When you say it like that.
But it was still a good time. It's Christmas, so we had to cover a Christmas tree little scandalous myth.
Scandalous non-scandal. Yeah.
Yeah. A little myth.
Exactly.
I love it.
Perfect.
Myths in the White House. That's what this episode's called.
And please go buy those Christmas tree ornaments.
Yeah, please. Oh, she's going to go broke.
All right. Well, Harley, you want to gavel us out?